This morning, the FBI foils a fight night plot, how a mother blew the lid off the whole plan. The shocking arrest vision of machete-wielding teens as they get set to face court today. Pauline comes for the PM. One Nation sets its sights on Labor seats. And more details on Carl Sandilands' settlement that fell millions short. That's all coming up on the Sunrise Early News.
Live across Australia, this is Sunrise Early News.
Good morning. The FBI has foiled an alleged sinister plot targeting Donald Trump's UFC event at the White House. Live to Marley Hogan in Washington, D.C. Marley, authorities were actually alerted by a vigilant mother.
That's right. The FBI says that this mother noticed that her son was behaving strangely, that he was researching different areas within DC, different buildings, that he was purchasing firearms, and she notified the police. And it appears that that has identified this wider alleged plot to attack that UFC Freedom 250 event. Now, the man that was arrested and charged is Tyson Proper. He is facing 5 charges at this stage, including firearms offences and conspiracy to attack the United States. But during an interview, it's alleged that he told investigators about the plan, and it involved using drones to carry explosives into the area. And then when those explosions happened and the crowd was fleeing, it's alleged that there would be snipers stationed around to then shoot at the people that were running away from that event. Now, 5 people are actually in custody in relation to this, but authorities say that there are others that they believe were involved in the planning. Take a listen.
It was an active plot, yes, involving purported claim to be planned to use drones, snipers, etc. There are still suspects at large, and we're going to work it until everyone's been identified.
The Secret Service knew about this alleged plot on Wednesday, days before the event, but they said that it was still safe to go ahead after they had started that investigation. They also added that it's not clear how well equipped this group of people were to carry off this attack, but they are still investigating. And as mentioned, there are still people out there that they're looking for. All right, plenty more to come on this during Sunrise. We'll come back to you soon live there in Washington. Thank you, Miley. Well, 3 teenagers will face court today, charged after an alleged machete crime spree stretching from the Gold Coast to the Sunshine Coast. A group of 4 masked thieves allegedly targeted 11 properties, stealing vehicles and personal belongings last week. The spree came to an end when the stolen cars were spotted travelling in convoy on the Sunshine motorway at Sippy Downs. The 3 teens were arrested, a 4th charged the following day. The 14, 15 and 17-year-old are due to face court today. Children, some younger than 10 years old, are getting behind the wheel of stolen cars and tearing around towns in far northwestern Australia near Kununurra. The crimes are not only disturbing and dangerous, they're costing local businesses and putting the town's reputation as a top tourist destination at risk.
Monday night madness in Kununurra. A stolen ute rides the footpath before it turns on police around 3 this morning. Behind the wheel and hanging out the windows, witnesses say are children.
Businesses struggle with increases of insurance. We have seen as much as a 60% increase over the last 4 years.
This is the same exact location of another wild rampage last year. 65 cars have been stolen in the regional town already this year. 130 were stolen last year.
We know that many of the offences that we do see are committed by young people under the age of 10, and sometimes that poses a challenge for community because they see the offence being committed, whether it's a stolen car or a burglary, but if you're under the age of 10, police have no authority or no power to do anything about it.
46 of those old enough to be arrested were in a 7-day blitz last October, but locking up kids has had little impact.
Given our recidivism rate is 58%, clearly that's not working.
The government is building a safe night space just outside town.
They come from families with complex issues, and the solution that we are looking at is investing in how we provide wraparound services for those kids.
For Kununurra, the crime waves continue to hold back businesses trying to lure visitors from Perth. The town won the top tourism gong this year, but it can be a hard sell when cars like the one last night are being stolen from motels.
The place is beautiful, it's unique, and it's something that you'll never see again.
The young offenders are tonight still on the run. The Hilux was found dumped on a bush track. Lucy Murray, 7 News.
Pauline Hanson has swept the polls over the last few weeks, and now her sights are set on uprooting the Albanese government from bottom to top in a ramping campaign to cement herself as an alternative leader. The One Nation leader says she's going after the Prime Minister's inner Sydney seat of Grayndler. It comes after Hanson outpolled Albo and Angus Taylor as the nation's preferred Prime Minister. Her Fire the Liar fund now amassing almost $4.5 million in public donations. Shock jock Kyle Sandilands has reportedly agreed to a settlement with his radio bosses overnight. The former Kiss FM star was terminated from his $100 million 10-year contract with ARN earlier this year and originally asked for a full payout. Sandilands is reportedly happy with the deal, walking away with around $15 million over the next 3 years. ARN is expected to confirm the decision today as his former co-host Jackie O returns to court for her separate matter tomorrow. We're checking Wednesday's weather now. Around the capitals, cloudy in Brisbane and 23, also cloudy in Sydney 22. A slight chance of a shower in Canberra and 18, partly cloudy in Melbourne and 20. Cloudy with a chance of rain in Hobart 16. Rain for Adelaide 20, mostly sunny in Perth 18 and sunny for Darwin 32. Still to come on the Sunrise Early News, Indonesia rocked by a magnitude 6.7 earthquake. And another honour for Dame Judi Dench. That's next on the Sunrise Early News.